Hello friends, welcome to day 3 of my 13 Days of Halloween series and our first tumbler tutorial of the series. So I'm starting out here with a 24-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. I am going to pop this bottom off so we can do a little bit of a glitter booty here. If you want to keep the bottom on, you absolutely can. I just wanted to do a fun color down here as a little bit of a contrast, but you don't have to for this design. So to pop that bottom off, I just shove a little thin screwdriver into the seam of the lid, pound it with a hammer, and then the lid, or the bottom, I guess, just pops right off. So now we've got our tumbler. I am going to sand this down to prep it, and then we're going to do a full wrap using this vinyl. This is from Hopefully Created. The name of the pattern is Ghosts, and it's number 1432. Once I've got my vinyl cut down to size, I'm going to wrap it around my tumbler. So I'm going to place this in the middle of my tumbler and then use a piece of blue painter's tape to secure one end of the vinyl down onto the cup. And then I'll use my vinyl scraping tool to push the vinyl onto the tumbler as I push the backing away. When you're doing a full vinyl wrap, you want to make sure that you don't remove too much of the backing at once. So I like to do it this way. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know I do this vinyl wraps the exact same way every single time. This is the method that works best for me. If you have a method that works better for you, go ahead and do that. But what I like to do is remove a little bit of the backing, adhere my vinyl down, and then use a felt edged squeegee to push the vinyl onto the cup, as you can see here. That for me is what gets the least amount of bubbles. I don't get any wrinkling in my vinyl or anything. We just have a nice smooth application process, and I didn't speed this footage up at all, so you can really see how quickly with that technique you can get a piece of vinyl wrapped around your tumbler. Once I've got the excess vinyl cut from the seam, I'm going to cut away the excess from the top of the tumbler. Now I'm going to pull this tightly up over the top rim and then take my craft knife to trim all of that away. And as you can see, when I actually applied the vinyl, I did shift it up a little bit so we don't have any excess vinyl hanging over the bottom rim of the cup. And we're going to cover up a lot of the bottom of the cup with glitter. So I wanted to just shift that up a little bit. It's going to get covered up, and then we don't have to worry about cutting any excess away. But if you do leave excess vinyl at the bottom of your cup, you can either cut it away with your craft knife just the same way I'm doing here, or you can use a cup edging tool or trimmer or something to trim that vinyl away. So for our design on our tumbler, we're going to do some stripes down at the bottom. And what I wanted to do is use 1-inch stripes for our glitter, and then we'll use a 1/2-inch stripe in between each glitter stripe. And the reason I did a full wrap on this is because those 1/2-inch stripes are going to be our vinyl, and I wanted to make sure that our pattern was consistent as you look down the cup. So I didn't want our vinyl to like start in different places. I wanted the pattern to be the same looking down the cup, if that makes sense. But if you wanted to, you could always do your vinyl wrap on however much of the cup you're going to have just full vinyl, and then cut 1/2-inch stripes and apply those later. But for me, it was easier to just put the full sheet of vinyl on the cup and then cut away the stripes that we're going to put down the glitter on and then go from there. But if you want to do it the other way and save a teeny bit more vinyl, you can. So what I'm doing here, as you can see, is laying down alternating sizes of tape. So I'm starting with my 1-inch tape, and then I'm laying a 1/2-inch piece of tape right up against that, and then another 1-inch, another 1/2-inch, and I decided to do 3 1-inch glitter stripes. If you're using a larger tumbler or a smaller tumbler, you can change the number of stripes based obviously on the size of your cup and how much of that vinyl you really want to show up at the top. I thought 3 was the perfect number. 3 is my favorite number, so I went with 3 stripes. I tried to pick glitters that would match the color vibe of the vinyl, so I'm going to use Bar Harbor, Chantilly, and Hash, all from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm going to go orange, creamy white, and then green down at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is remove my tape, cut away those 1-inch stripes of vinyl. If you wanted to, you can leave the vinyl on and just paint and glitter over it, but I chose to remove it. It really doesn't matter either way. One thing I would note is to remove that middle piece of tape and cut away that vinyl before you add glitter. Trying to cut away that vinyl with glitter on either side that wasn't completely dry or sealed yet was very difficult. So I would recommend just cutting all of it away at once. I thought I could just do it after, but it was more difficult that way. So cut all of your vinyl away at the same time. So I'm going to start with my 2 darker colors. I'm going to base paint them first using my acrylic paint. I'm using the Delta Creative Ceram Coat brand of acrylic paint. Like always, it's my favorite. And I'm going to use terracotta for the orange and hunter green for the green. So I'm going to base paint these, let them dry for maybe like 30-ish minutes, and then we can come back with our glitter glue and add the glitter. Because I'm doing multiple glitters back to back, I'm going to use a quicker drying glue to apply my glitter. So I'm going to use the thick glitter glue from Adhesive Apothecary. Because this dries more quickly, it will allow us to move to our next glitter colors without a long wait time for drying in between. So I'm going to paint a thin layer of that starting with my orange stripe, and then I'll go in again with Bar Harbor as the orange. This is a really pretty fine cut orange and it's got a little bit of a green shift to it, so it'll work really well with hash and kind of tie that green in to our whole design because there's not any green in the vinyl, but I thought it would go really well with the creamy like boho Halloween vibes that we have going in the vinyl. So like I said earlier, make sure that you cut away this middle stripe of vinyl in the very beginning when you're cutting your first 2 stripes, because doing this was very difficult. So I'm going to very carefully cut this vinyl away, and then we will mix our paints and paint and glitter this middle stripe immediately after doing the 2 darker colors. You don't need to really wait that long in between your dark colors and your light colors because the glitter glue is going to dry so fast. I just want to always do my dark colors first because it's a whole lot better if you have a little bit of contamination of a lighter color going into a darker color rather than the opposite. You don't want your dark colored glitters to go into your lighter colored glitters. So I always do my dark colors first, pretty much no matter what. Anyway, for our white or cream glitter application, I'm going to mix together 2 acrylic paints. I mix together Antique White and Natural Beige. Chantilly, by the way, is a great glitter color if you need something that is antique white or cream or nude. It goes really well with those colors of paints. If you paint that base underneath and then put Chantilly over it, makes a really good creamy color. So I'm going to mix in my glitter glue to this paint. So we're going to do 1 step painting and glitter application. Once I've got the paint on that stripe of my tumbler, I'm going to go in with Chantilly and just cover that entire strip. After I applied that glitter, I went right in to removing my tape. I wish I would have used different tape for the 1/2-inch stripes. This tape is absolutely terrible. It's from Amazon. Do not recommend one bit. It took me like 20 minutes to get these 3 little 1/2-inch strips of tape removed. But anyway, once I had them removed, I let the glitter fully dry for about an hour, and then I added a coat of the Crystalac glitter glue and water mixture to seal that glitter, and then I added 2 coats of epoxy to the tumbler. For my coats of epoxy, as always, I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Fast Cure epoxy. And now my cup is at a place where I can add my vinyl detailing and finish off the glitter booty. So what I'm going to do first is the glitter booty. I'm going to mix together 2 glitters here to give us a little bit of a dimensional black color. So I've got Elvira and Labyrinth, both from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm just going to mix those together in a little cup, and then I'm going to add my UV resin to put into the glitter booty. So once I've got my UV resin and my glitter all mixed together, I'm going to fill that bottom well of our tumbler with the UV resin, cure it under my UV lamp for probably like 5 minutes, I want to say, and then we can add our vinyl striping. For our vinyl striping, of course, I'm using my favorite vinyl of all time. This is the Champagne Gold Textured Metallic Vinyl from Tech Wrap Craft. I cut these stripes out at 0.1 inches in width, and I'm just going to put them in between each of our stripes, just making sure that they are as straight as possible. Sometimes I need to do this multiple times because straight lines are very hard for me. Once we've got our vinyl striping applied, we can add our final 2 coats of epoxy. So the first coat over the vinyl was about 20 milliliters. I'm still using the Fast Cure epoxy. And then once that Fast Cure coat was dry, I added my actual final coat, and that one was about maybe 15 milliliters of the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Artist Cure epoxy. I always use the Artist Cure for my final coats because it has maximum UV protection, which will prevent your cups from yellowing over time. So once that final coat is cured, we are all done. Here is our final tumbler design. I really love how this turned out. Sometimes the most simple cups are the prettiest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first tumbler tutorial of the 13 Days of Halloween series. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the thumbs up button down below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye. Hello friends, thanks so much for watching this video. I want to say a huge special thank you to my elite fam, my channel members, and my subscribers. You all make this channel possible, so thank you so much for being part of the fam. If you want more exclusive content from me, you can join my elite fam at patreon.com/elitefam. You can find my tumblers and digital files on my website, madebymalstudio.com. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at madebymal_studio. Here's another video for you to check out, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.